Now, key trends show New Zealanders want to continue to cook from home with the convenience of products delivered straight to their doors. Farmers Weekly reporter Annette Scott investigated what Silver Fern Farms have been up to for the past couple of years in their e-commerce strategy in this week's recent Farmers Weekly. And you can catch that, of course, farmersweekly.co.nz for more. Now, of course, this was pre-COVID lockdown and not driven by that lockdown, but it presented the perfect opportunity to accelerate what they had already had planned, delivering to consumers what they wanted direct to the comforts of their own home. So joining us now to discuss these trends is Silver Fern Farms marketing manager, Nicola Johnston. Thank you so much for coming on the show, of course, mid-school holidays, Nicola. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Now, let's talk about this partnership with Gourmet Direct. How long's that been in the pipeline for?
Look, we've probably been working on that partnership for about 18 months. We had been doing e-commerce, obviously selling our retail range, our branded retail range, through Countdown supermarkets online and through New World online. But when we knew that when we wanted to take that further and really get it direct to consumers' doors, particularly in rural areas that often aren't served by the major online platforms, that we needed to form a really good partnership. A partnership with a lot of experience in that last mile and making sure meat can obviously be a pretty off-putting experience if it doesn't arrive in tip-top condition at your door. So that we knew that we needed a partner that actually was really, really skilled and had the capability to make sure that our product, stood the test of transportation that last mile. So hence Gourmet Direct, and Kate and the team at Gourmet Direct have had history, as you said, really the first people to do online gourmet butchery in New Zealand. They have that delivery side down. What they needed was an opportunity to scale, and obviously Silver Fern Farms can bring that, a really quality product that their discerning customers would be pleased to buy and buy again.
You absolutely nailed it on the head when it came to nailing that last mile. There was some horrific horror stories over lockdown in particular and have continued. I know our father Bob loves sending us a bit of home kill as well, and there has been some horror stories in the couriers. How do Kate and the team manage that? And in particular, you said even rural delivery. Yeah. A lot of our audience here at Serious Country would love to order online, but it's rural delivery, so they dismiss the even idea of it.
I think, look, Kate and the team have had a long history working with their partners to make sure that they can get it there in tip-top condition. There's no other way around it. It's a very manual, hands-on process, and it's one that they invest in because the customer relationship is so important to them. So that's really one of the things that really set them apart for us in terms of taking that care around delivery. I think what COVID did is accelerate how quickly we wanted to bring that to market. So we're doing it in a few phases, but the ultimate intention was always that we could take our incredible product that our farmers produce and also reach as many consumers around New Zealand as we could, but also be able to get that product back into the hands of our farmers so that they can see what we're doing with their wonderful produce. And COVID really reduced the barriers for people. So we had consumers sort of, regularly saying, I can't get the product, I can't get it from Countdown, I can't get it from New World at the moment, and we know it was really challenging for them through that time. So we really sort of accelerated our plans to try and work through that. The barrier to trial in meat in particular in online commerce is actually quite high. It's an expensive food item when you make a purchase, and you really don't want to make that investment if it's going to turn up in a state that you're really not going to appreciate. So that was really important.
And so hence picking that one partner and doing it properly and ensuring that Silver Fern Farms brand was held in high regard rather than just going, shotgun across all of these different delivery items.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because we know that once we pride ourselves on delivering that consistent experience, that eating quality every time, whether you're picking it up off a supermarket shelf and taking it home, or whether you're buying it online. And so we wanted to make sure we maintain that promise to our consumers. We know that if they get that consistent experience every time, they come to value and trust the brand. And so we just felt that was an excellent time for people to buy in and experience that. But it had to be top notch.
Now, I hosted the Deer Industry Conference this week, where we're joined by the venison marketers, which is always a very sought after panel. Of course, Glenn from Silver Fern Farms represented you there. And when we're talking now global e-commerce, there's a real challenge around getting chilled products into the hands of our global consumers. Can you tell us about that supply chain and how you can get around giving that ultimate premium experience to our global consumers?
Yeah, look, I think the e-commerce platform development part is actually not the complicated part. It is about getting the supply chain to serve the consumer and to have that supply chain responsive. So take Silver Fern Farms, we're obviously a significant global player in a meat marketing and processing sense. But what we do really is move quite a lot of product over. Oh, my lights have just gone out. Have you seen that?
There's a bit of power cut and deleted, everybody.
I'm just going to try and turn that on. Exactly. Excuse me, 1 second.
We may, oh no, I can see her there. Just like a ghost in a good horror movie. She sneaks on in. Nicola, we can kind of make you out. We've had a technical difficulty with the lighting. Yeah, no.
We have, I'm afraid, and I can't remedy it, and there's nobody here to fix it for me.
This is what we love about live television, because people will say, oh, you just pre-record that. We can't pre-record this, can we? Hey, Nicola, so let's finish off in regards to the absolute opportunity in the US market for e-commerce if Silver Fern Farms can nail this supply chain.
Yeah. Look, for us, e-commerce, the role it plays is really to get that connection with the consumer. There is so much that we can learn directly from that end customer if we are in an e-commerce channel. So the data flow and the information about that consumer, their habits, their purchases, their desires, their wants, is really, really valuable to us. And that's why managing the complexity of a supply chain to serve that consumer is really important. And it's worth doing so that we can get that direct insight and feedback. So it's early days for us in the US. We're working with a number of retail partners up in the tri-state area on the East Coast. Obviously, very challenging time again, particularly in the US at the moment with the situation around COVID. But we're working with those retailers to get our product onto their own owned platforms, but also come October, we'll be launching our own direct channel to consumers for that very reason, just to get a lot closer to them.
Oh, very exciting developments. We look forward to following it very, very closely. Thank you again so much for coming in on the middle of school holidays. Nicola Johnston, she's the marketing manager for Silver Fern Farms.
This is Sarah's Country.